Hey there and welcome to another Dave Does video, and today we are doing a quick video about the making of the song She's Coming by the band Skarlet. This is a video that was shot a little while back, and I'm going to just take you through some of what happened with the video, how it came about. Now in the actual review video I've done for it, I've taken you through a little bit about the journey, but really what I wanted to do was show you some of the editing process that we went through. So here is Wonderchef Filmora. And you can see straight away there's a lot going on. This is just the first minute. Now the song doesn't actually start till about minute 30. But this whole first bit, excuse me. Oh, we're missing some videos. That's really strange. Why are all my videos missing? Oh, there it goes. It's found it. So what we've got here is that we did a lot of storytelling. This video wasn't about band performance. This was about getting a story out. Weird, there's some footage missing there. Snapshots. Sorry, I did these. There's some snapshots, but for whatever reason they no longer exist because I've been cleaning up the system. But we did this kind of cool kind of snapshot monochrome effect. Now there's quite a lot of overlays on here, so if I take the overlays off, you can kind of see what we kind of built up towards. We've got monochrome effect too, and it was a really sunny day that day, which was not what we wanted. We wanted an overcast day, so we wanted it to feel dark and not happy and sunny. So we've got the monochrome effect I've just taken off. We've got the get real, which I can't remember why I used that, but I did it anyway. We've got a special effects overlay again, so we've still got this with just a dark, and it was just far too bright out there. We've got the anime, which is great because it just kind of takes out a lot of the colour. So there we go, it's now nice and sunny. And then we had the auto enhance. So if we now look at this without that on, it's all very, very bright. And we could have done it like that. But I think when you look at it this way, it doesn't feel as intimidating as when you then throw all these layers back on and you get this kind of monochromy, dark, almost kind of slightly horror film vibe, which is what we wanted to do for it. As we get further into it and the film starts, we've got the music kind of kicks in after the kind of mugging. Oh, the first one we did was the special effect of the eyes. Unfortunately, what I had to do there, I don't actually know if that's it here anymore. I think I did it as a snapshot, so unfortunately I don't have that. But you do a little snapshot. It's you put these element effects, which is basically somewhere along here. Let me find it. So elements are quite cool. They're these little bits you can just add in at a later date. So you get things like these, like for instance, there's a realistic visual effects pack. Just wait for it to download. But all I used was little burning fireballs, and I just shrunk them really down into small in size, so that so there's like a effects you could put in there. So we could have used something like that, which would have been kind of cool. But I used a fireball effect instead, which I can't find anymore, which is a bit of a pain. There's a reason why I'm reformatting my computer and clearing all this crap up at the moment. But yeah, so we then cut in all the different relevant footage. So we've got, this is quite a cool one. So we have, so this is where they're on the top. So we've got negative finder. So what the negative or negative flicker does is it flicks them back from, well, it's a negative. It just flicks them from negative to color. So it kind of gave us this cool flicking effect. We've got the anime fight pack. It doesn't do a huge amount, but it just kind of takes any colour out, but because we've also already done that with a few other things. Again, we've got auto enhance on here, which just sharpens everything up. Yeah, the fight element is you see these little lines coming in, so it's like, wow, big fight, like Japanese fighting animation type thing. And I took them quite low down. It wasn't like there was a lot of it in there. Yes, it's half its percent of normal inclusion. So what else did we have on here? We have an overlay effect, we had the get real, then we had the monochrome 2, Straight away we get this monochrome 2s. If when your monochrome 2 comes in, look how it just took out all the lines of the car parking spaces. It made it just much lighter. Chromatic aberration. So when you then strip this back to the raw footage, oh, and the vignette there. I knew there was another effect on here. And there we have it. So that was the original footage. We can see it's very sunny. We've got all these nice shadows coming on here. It was still quite early in the morning. I think this was about 9:30 in the morning we were doing this. So it was quite quiet. But it just feels like that's just not intimidating enough. So we have to put in these layers. So by putting in the dramatic 2, the vignette rate. So the dramatic just gives us that like rich grey tone. Vignette gives us that focus. Chromatic gives them the out of kilter. Monochrome, get real, overlay effect, the anime, auto enhance just to clean it up a little bit, the fight scene, and then flicker, and all of that then gives us this cool digital weird effect. And we did that pretty much all the way through the film. We then did scenes here. So there's a couple of things I had to do with this one. Was we shot loads of footage on the day, but in the case of footage that was used during the song actually playing, we didn't actually shoot enough footage, which didn't work out. I thought we'd got plenty, but we hadn't. So I ended up having to do like here. These shots running through here were not meant to specifically be slow motion, but we ended up having to slow them down here by half. So when he starts running and they're coming through, it's all kind of a bit choppy as they come through. And it goes from first person, which was, I actually ran that earlier in the morning, a couple of hours beforehand, about 7 in the morning. I ran all these routes so that when I didn't have to worry about doing that later, I could just get them to then do the rest of the scenes. But they're all kind of slowed down by like 50% or around that sort of speed. And they're just the journey going down the car parking route. We've got this scene here. So we've got a little flicker there. And Kirk's there with Kim behind. We do a little negative flicker. And she's gone. And that was just, again, just 2 shots. Tried to stay in as much of the same place as I could. And the idea being that she's lurking over his shoulder. He doesn't realise. He senses her. He turns around and she's gone. So that was just a simple case of just cutting 2 camera angles together. Again, lots of negative flickers. Just a good way of getting that sort of suspense feel. And interestingly, like when we've got the guys looking at people in different directions, they weren't actually people standing there. I just kind of got them to come out and go, now look that way as though there's someone there. Now look that way as though there's someone there. Now run away. And then we shot the individual shots of the people just standing there separately, and then just cut it all together. So they're reacting to nothing when they're doing this, which they did a great job doing. Any other particular scenes? Most of it was just running around. We just got a lot of running. As you can see, I've used the same effects mostly all the way through. There's a few extra things in here, which was some static effects we put in. Yeah, so this was just some static because we were using, like again, it was CCTV. And then at the end, if I can get there, that would be useful. So all of this was just kind of shot in multiple takes, just all cut together, lots of effect over the top to get rid of the sunniness, and then just the end scene. And we just did snapshots from the guys as their hand goes over the shoulder. There was just a shot like that, and then I just basically did a quick thing called a snapshot, and then grabbed the snapshot in, and then put the comic book effect over the top. Comic book effects are very cool and fun to do. I just think it makes it look interesting. We're trying to make it look like a bit like a graphic novel, if you like. This didn't take long to do. It was about 5 hours of overall edits. I mean, you can see from the overall setup, it's not too big an edit on that particular one. There wasn't lots of stuff to do. A lot of this stuff at the beginning may look like there's a lot going on there, but it's a lot of repetitions, copy and paste of different audio effects. Everything else was just shot very simply in a timeline focus. So rather than lots of quick shots, we did lots of long shots at where we only had to cut the angle 2 or 3 times, and it just made it really easy just to cut it all together. So yeah, went very, very well. Now, if you like this video, please do subscribe, click the bell icon, like, share, leave your comments down below, and that, of course, is how Dave does it.